Chances are, if you've been on the internet for the past few years, then you should have heard of folding phones, and they're insanely cool. This is the first time phones are worth getting hyped up for in a really long time. I mean, it's literally folding screens. How cool is that? The phone that probably comes to mind when you hear the word folding phones is probably the Samsung Galaxy Fold. However, there are other foldable models from companies like Huawei with the Mate X and Motorola with the Razr. The question is, should we even bother with these things? Personally, I think folding phones are really cool and really want them to go mainstream. I also want Apple to make one because once Apple does something, everyone follows suit. Don't believe me? Check out the headphone jack and the death of the charging brick. No matter how ridiculous something is, once Apple does it, everyone does it. Anyway, there are many reasons for foldables to exist. You get a larger screen in a significantly smaller footprint. Phones now take up half the space they used to, and that's really useful if you have small pockets. Also, now that the phone is closed, the risk of cracking or scratching the screen is reduced since it's covered up. Although, you could still crack the back, and there's no protection for when you're using the phone. Speaking of protection for your phone, Edge VPN is... just kidding. Also, having a foldable phone means you essentially have a mini laptop, and you won't need a kickstand anymore since you could just use the phone's built-in hinge. Also, some folding phones have screens on the back, so you could use the rear camera to take selfies, and the smaller size means it's easier to hold. By doing this, the front hole-punch camera will finally be killed and will achieve an all-screen design. And finally, they're just really cool. However, there are legitimate reasons we shouldn't pursue folding phones. These phones are costing thousands of dollars, and for the average person, that's way too expensive. Second is the durability factor. Folding glass doesn't really exist yet. Samsung claims they've made folding glass, but jerry-rigged everything shows that it's really kind of just plastic. Even if it is glass, it has the properties of plastic and it scratches like plastic, so what's the point? Also, many YouTubers have complained about the ugly crease. Personally, it doesn't bother me, but it does seem to grow over time. DangPaws made a whole video regarding the crease on the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip and how it goes from annoying to unacceptable in a few weeks. The Motorola Razr doesn't have a crease, but it's incredibly easy to get dust inside the hinge. Also, there's a big chin at the bottom. I actually think the chin looks really cool and gives the phone a touch of uniqueness, just like the old Razr, but some people don't like it. Yeah, folding screen technology just isn't here yet. The final reason folding phones haven't really taken off yet and probably shouldn't is necessity. Folding phones don't solve what people have, and the benefits of folding phones don't outweigh the negatives of folding phones. No one wants to combine their phone and tablet into a more expensive, less durable version of them. The automobile took off because it didn't need feeding like a horse did and was just better than a horse or a bicycle. Phones like the LG Wing didn't take off because no one asked for it and no one wanted it. And there's still no practical reason to want one. Things are either successful because they solve a problem people have or turn into something you didn't know you wanted. The smartphone didn't really solve a problem people had. People were generally fine with their flip phones. But once you've experienced a smartphone and its conveniences, it's hard to go back to buttons. Back to folding phones. No one has a problem with their phone screens being too small, and no one wants to combine their tablet and their phone. It would be cool, but it just comes with too many compromises in durability and practicality. Also, app support for folding phones, especially phones that fold into tablets, is terrible. Like, look at the Z Fold, it's still not optimized. Then again, if folding screen technologies improve and price decreases, that is the chances of it hopping into the mainstream a little more reasonable. But for now, we should just ponder whether we should continue to investigate folding phones or give up on them due to the reasons mentioned previously. I'd really like to know your thoughts, so please leave a comment down below. If you're watching this part, the end of the video, then you clearly didn't hate the video so much that you wanted to leave before, so why not leave a like? A sub would also be appreciated. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2021, and your sub will help. Alright, peace.